I gotta go on a rant, y'all. Sorry to do this. I gotta go on a rant about gerrymandering. Woohoo. Yay. Are y'all watching the beef between Gavin Newsome, Trump, and Ted Cruz? I mean, we are watching the Real Housewives of Atlanta right now, in real time, in politics.
I never even talked to
John
Peter about this.
John said totally on board. They had a lunch.
It's bullshit.
Watch the video.
Republicans are threatening arrest. Democrats are threatening retaliation.
This is a war. We are at war.
And there's spin attached to all of it, so let's unpack. Gerrymandering is weaponized by every political party at every level of government. And according to the Supreme Court, it's legal, so long as it's about politics, not race or identity. The only real difference now is that this time President Trump is keeping score.
I think we get 5. There could be some other states we're going to get another 3 or 4 or 5 in addition. Texas would be the biggest one.
Normally, gerrymandering is a hush-hush, plausible deniability, won't confirm but can't deny kind of a thing, with neither side openly admitting it and certainly not publicly demanding it until now.
The president has gone to the governor of Texas, very loyal Trump supporter, and says, listen, I may lose the House of Representatives in the midterms, so I need you to find 5 more Republican seats in Texas. Now, it's rare that you ever redraw districts in the middle of the decade because it's done every 10 years after the census.
But Governor Abbott basically said, okay, bet. Technically, he actually said.
Democrats are freaking out because they are realizing Texas has the authority to redistrict.
Let's understand what's at stake here. If the House of Representatives flips so that Democrats have a majority after the 2026 election, Donald Trump doesn't get anything through Congress anymore. The president is desperate to keep the Republicans in the majority.
Thus began a blatant, out loud attempt to gerrymander, which is when state Democrats fled Texas in order to make a vote on this issue impossible. And the threats of retaliation began rolling in.
Gavin Newsome says, wait a second, we're not going to let that stand.
Well, maybe we'll do it here in California.
Pritzker in Illinois says maybe we'll do the same thing.
We're fighting for democracy. There are no rules anymore, apparently.
And they're famous for gerrymandering in that state. Poor Democrats. Hochul in New York said the same thing.
Basically an attitude of, oh, you want to play dirty? Okay, let's play dirty.
Beautiful. Just beautiful. I love watching Republicans and Democrats spend countless hours of their time and effort using their little Twitter fingers to reestablish district lines, all for the sake of mine and your livelihood. Oh, y'all thought I was serious? Guys, politicians gerrymander so that they can get reelected. That's it. They can care less about you or what you're paying at the grocery store. They don't care about my guac. Oh, stop trusting politicians. That's it. That's the message in the video. Look, guys, something needs to change about today's political climate. I don't think a single politician has mine or your best interest. They all just want to get reelected. Our politicians don't care. They're all cocaine addicted to their own political parties, their own political agenda, and it's frustrating. Look, Trump is scared the people won't reelect the majority of Republicans during the upcoming midterm elections. So he calls Abbott and says,
hey, find me 5 more Republican seats.
And you know what Greg Abbott says in response? Okay, bet. Look, Greg Abbott, if I was in a street fight, that's who I want. He is a ride or die. Ride or die. I mean, did he ask any questions? Did he say anything after Trump said that? That's what I want to know. Look, Trump, you won the election. The majority wanted you as president. If Republicans lose the House, it's your fault, stupid. Point blank. Rigging the system to stay in power goes against the beliefs of the American people and is the antithesis of democracy, literally. But no, instead of Greg Abbott sharing the sentiment of the people, you know what his response is? Okay, bet. I mean, didn't we teach our kids to play nice in the sandbox? That you can't always get what you want? Why have politicians forgotten that? You know what? I think every politician should shadow elementary school teachers so that the kindergartners can remind them of common etiquette. Let's vote on that. Who's all in favor? Anyway, let me take a step back. What is gerrymandering and why is it important? Let me give you guys a very brief rundown. So gerrymandering is the redrawing of electoral district boundaries that favor a political party. Let's go back a little bit further. There are 435 House representatives that are divided amongst the states in the United States. Each state is divided into districts, and each district has one representative. The higher a state's population, the more districts it receives. And since one district represents one elected representative, politicians want to capture the majority of votes for their party in as many districts as possible. Now, every 10 years after the census, states redraw the boundaries of congressional and state legislative districts to reflect population changes, which is fair, like totally fair. By the way, fun fact, the name gerrymandering was coined in a newspaper, I believe it was the Gazette, in 1812, when the electoral map in Massachusetts, which was made by Governor Elbridge Gerry at the time, was said to have resembled a salamander. Hence they called it gerrymander. Get it? Salamander. Gerrymander. Never mind.
Stop it. Get some help.
Here's a simple explanation of gerrymandering and why it's complete doo-doo garbage for those who are still a little bit confused on it. Let's say I have a very small state that has 15 Republicans and 10 Democrats. And let's say this state has 5 congressional districts. If I was a fair, politically unmotivated politician who cared solely about the people, I could redraw district lines so that there are 3 Republicans and 2 Democrats, which would represent the political density within the state. But no, we have politicians who don't give a flying F about you or me. A Republican could theoretically create 4 or even 5 Republican districts, meaning even though my state has 40% Democrats, there would be 0% House electives representing them. Now, does that make any sense? This crap is what's going on today between states like Texas and California. But my question is, why the heck do we put up with this crap? I mean, look at what Gavin Newsome is saying. Look at what Ted Cruz and Greg Abbott are saying. They're blatantly rigging the system in front of our faces, trying to act cool on social media, and are somehow convincing you to treat the other political side as hostile opposition. Why do we tolerate politicians choosing their voters? Wake up. They're laughing at you. They only care about getting reelected. I mean, I'm sorry to say that's it. Now, I will say some states use independent commissions that regulate redistricting to try and combat gerrymandering. For instance, Arizona's bipartisan commission is made up of 5 members. State lawmakers appoint 2 Democrats and 2 Republican commissioners from a pool of applicants, and that cohort of 4 partisan members selects an independent chair. The lawmakers themselves don't get a vote. While yes, that may help, in today's political landscape, who the heck are you going to trust to do that? Now, California uses an independent committee, but look now, California plans on retaliating against Texas if they redraw districting lines prior to the census, which is legal, but shady, very shady.
Governor Gavin Newsome and Democratic leaders announcing what they are calling the Election Rigging Response Act. He's calling for a November 4th special election on new U.S. House maps designed to win more Democratic seats. It's a countermeasure to Texas Governor Greg Abbott's plan to do the same thing, creating more GOP seats. Meanwhile, just outside the Japanese American Center where the news conference is being held, federal agents, many of them in masks. It's unclear why the agents were there.
Look, I understand Gavin's response, and I actually agree with how he's approaching this difficult situation. But guys, let's be honest. We're reaching a point of no return. Situations like this will leave a stain on America for many years to come. Modern politics is about retaliation. If you can hold a grudge on someone, you will do great in politics these days. I mean, that's just how it is. My solution Each state's districts should reflect the proportion of Democrats and Republicans within that state. That's the only solution I can see at this point, because I just don't know if using independent commissions would be trustworthy. I think it would be better than the current landscape we're in now, but I don't know if it would be fully agreed upon or trusted. But here's the most important part. We, the people, Democrats, Republicans, Independents, everyone, have to collectively remove the political tape and take back our power and say no more. Please ignore the political baiting propaganda. Don't fuel the flames of discord on social media by responding to internet trolls, okay? Because the more you respond, the faster the little Twitter fingers are going to move. And you are above that, because I truly believe deep down, every American wants the same thing. Anyway, hope you guys like this video. Sorry about that rant. It's over. Please like, please comment, please subscribe. I love you guys. Peace out.